Yeah, we think that it will be, because just as you're seeing a convergence in the service of TV and telecommunications, you're also seeing, in a way, convergence between PC or personal computers and handsets. You see the PC market, the highest growth segment of the PC market is now netbooks, laptops and netbooks, and phones like the iPhone and others. They're having more and more features, so the lines are blurring between what's a phone and what's a PC. And even a lot of the laptops and the netbooks are having now built-in 3G right out of the box, so they have mobile broadband. So we think that the experience, so the capabilities of phones are growing, the capabilities of the PC market are differentiating. They're also taking on characteristics of the phone market. So we think that that some of those services are transferable, and I think that's what you're going to see phase one. What I would love to see, and what I think we will see when this becomes successful, is services that are unique to mobile TV, that people just develop for mobile TV. But that won't happen. That won't happen from day one. It's interesting you mention that, because I think what we've seen, what works too, is at the first phase is that they want the kind of TV content that they have at home, and a lot of these people are watching it indoors, a lot of that at home, even though they have other TVs. And we've seen some use cases. So as an example, let's say there's a husband and wife, they're watching TV at the end of the day in bed. The wife wants to watch one kind of program, the husband wants to watch another kind of program. So we've seen when we've done the studies and trials that or let's say you can't sleep, the other person's asleep, so they're watching TV. They put the headphones on and watching TV, watching their mobile TV. Now, as far as services, what we think will work and unique services to this, well, the existing TV market today, the TV is kind of a communal experience. It's a social experience. Most people watch TV with other people, and you have a TV in a house, so the household watches the TV. The mobile phone is personal. You don't share your mobile phone typically. So this is for the media industry, it's an opportunity to actually reach an individual. The other thing that is unique to mobile phones now is the location-based services. So almost all the phones, or certainly in the future, in the near future, all the phones will have location capabilities, GPS and AGPS and others. So you can think of services that will leverage those kinds of capabilities. So you can have targeted advertising that's highly relevant. So let's say, you're in your office building, but and it's lunchtime. You can have people that market to you directly and say, well, here, if you come to my restaurant, or if you do this, that, and the other, you can get a discount, or those kinds of things, and you can build in even preferences over time. So let's say you like certain kinds of cuisine but not others. It'll filter out those kinds of things. So I think those are services that are unique, that you won't see on television advertising, because it's not, you don't have those kinds of capabilities with location-based services and personalization. As far as other things, I think that we've been talking about television, but it goes back to what we were discussing earlier about the lines that are blurring between phones and PCs and how they're taking on characteristics of each other. The average storage on a phone has become very, very high, right? So if you look at this iPhone, for instance, this has 16 gigabytes of storage, and we know that the future iPhones and future HTC smartphones and other smartphones, they'll have a lot more storage. But 32 gigabytes of storage is a tremendous amount of storage capabilities. So you have the ability, for instance, in MediaFLO to clipcast, and what I mean by that is you can send files. They can be video files, they can be audio files, they can be games, they can be applications, text data, for instance, to the phone, and it can be stored on the handset. so that, let's say you leave your phone overnight and you can clipcast lots of data to the phone. You can clipcast ebooks as an example, so that when you wake up, you get into the subway or you get into the car or whatever, into the bus, and you can have your newspaper on there, you can have your favorite book on there, you can have, right, a number of these kinds of services. We think that'll be popular. We think those kinds of things, that'll be unique, and it'll be popular. So the way that we've structured it in the U.S. is that the Flow TV, which is the service provider in the U.S., wholesales the service to Verizon and AT&T. So there's a wholesale price that they pay, but they set the retail price. So they have 3 packages, and their pricing is slightly different for each of them. But the entry-level package is $15 US, and then they have one which is about anywhere from 18 to 20, and then the top-end packages are 25 to 30. And it's in the top-end packages, they're bundling mobile TV with data and text and all of that. So the Arpu, if you look at the Arpu uplift for mobile TV for them, it's anywhere from 15 to 30, 15 to 25 US dollars, which is what they charge.